I mean, when it comes to the vote specifically, I just wish the vote wasn't tied to contracts. That's my issue.
I think everyone should agree with that.
Regardless of who's casting the votes, I don't care if media gets 100%. I think it would be better if players had some type of say in the end of year awards, just like they do with All-Star, just like fans do with All-Star as well. But like the fact that the results are tied to the contracts players can receive, to me, that's absolutely absurd that's even a thing right now.
Yeah, if teams want to pay a guy max money, they should be able to pay him max money. If teams don't, I also
not
think
just because you win, MVP or get the All NBA for 2 out of 3 years or whatever the rule is. It doesn't make any sense.
Also, the 65 game rule is awful.
You're not a fan of it?
I'm a huge hater of it.
But doesn't it incentivize guys to play more?
I mean, the real thing is, I think it hurts the NBA more than helps the NBA. For instance, last year, Tyrese Halliburton, he got all NBA and was rewarded with an extra, I think, $41 million bonus, but he came back too early because he had to get that money. So then, now you see him, basically he tweaks it again in the playoffs. So then he misses that, final series against Boston. He's out with an injury. Then he re-injured it over in USA. He starts a season where he has 0 workouts this summer. 0.
Really?
We didn't get to work out one time this summer. He didn't get to do anything because he was injured. And then he starts the season slow. It's like we don't get the best version of Tyrese Halliburton, mainly because he had to come back early because of the NBA 65 game.
Like a domino effect going back.
There's also going to be a lot of, you look back at history and stuff like that. Most of the time, voters consider that anyway. But if I get 64 games of healthy Luka, healthy Joel Embiid, healthy, name the other players that are going to be ineligible because of games played, 64 games of those guys at their best is way better than 65 games of somebody else at their best. And so I understand the premise of it was we don't want players resting. We don't want teams only valuing the postseason. But I really do think that the majority of the ratings issues or, how everyone wants to talk about what is broken basketball, the game's at its all-time best. Players are the most skilled they've ever been. They make shots more than they've ever been. The game's pace is up and down. The concepts and the details that coaching does is at an all-time high. It's the fan that is at an all-time low. Fans only care about hitting their parlays. They care about their fantasy teams. Fans don't really care about championships until it comes down to hating on people for championships. They just want their individuals. Talking about individuals. Individuals. Meaning so I'll give you an example. What is the biggest criticism of, let's say, Joel Embiid?
He hasn't won a championship.
Hasn't got past the second round. Second round means nothing historically.
Efficiency drops in the postseason.
So I would say those are all fair arguments, right? But since when does the second round matter? Because people don't talk about when they argue LeBron, Jordan, they don't say, well, Jordan got knocked out by the Celtics even though he averaged 40 points and he got swept. But LeBron went to 10 finals. They say LeBron didn't get it done in the championship.
Sure, people do say that, but it's silly to say. It's like knocking Tom Brady from making Super Bowls.
Yes,
he makes the Super Bowl 10 times. Yes,
what I'm saying is the only thing that matters right now to us fans is championships.
Sure.
So the problem is, I think that's an issue because then it downplays the regular season. It downplays individual, accolades. It downplays. So like Michael Jordan, when he averaged 37 points a game in a season, he didn't win the championship. Should we just say that's a bad season because he didn't win a championship because he didn't have a surrounding cast?
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying is I think that has been downplayed. There's a lot of really good players that, maybe don't have talent around them. Joel, you talked about his efficiency dropping and stuff like that. Go look at his plus minus in the playoffs. Go compare it to your favorite guy, Jokic. Go look at who on-off. You guys love him.
Jokic is better.
Go look at the on-off numbers. It's just, again, Jokic has won a championship. But it's not. If you go look at the data, again, on, off, and again, like even the Raptors series, for instance. Raptors series, they lose in 7. Go look at Game 7. Go look at that series. It's just crazy. I think that fans just
How mad is it going to make you if the media votes Jokic MVP again?
Not at all. Because the thing that I think that people
Not at all?
No, the thing that people don't realize is I respect the hell out of Jokic. Yeah. We've actually watched Jokic so much. I think that when you look at the teams that we actually watch film of and stuff like that, we think that Denver Nuggets have one of the best systems ever because they get doubled, and when he gets doubled, no one's better than Aaron Gordon at circling and getting ball side of the rim. They used to always send a 45 cutter so that now you had one guy having to take away Aaron Gordon, one guy having to pull in. They have Michael Porter Jr. lift up so he's available, not stuck in the weak side corner. He's on the weak side. And then you have Jamal Murray pulling over. Like, that's beautiful basketball.
I would love to see Embiid, just for a year, plopped into that situation to see how beautiful it would look with him. It's going to be great.
But no, I think that's the thing that people don't understand is obviously I've always went to war for Joel.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always, you know,
the
looked
leading Embiid propagandist on social media.
Of course, that's how I am. But honestly, if you said like, Drew, who are your favorite basketball players to watch outside of your clients? Jokic would be at the top of the list. I think he's one of the best basketball players of all time. And I think that people think just because I've said when Joel plays against Jokic, Joel's better than Jokic. People think that is, and when I say, you know, I might say something offensive defense, I say two-way player versus whatever. People think that I'm just a Jokic hater when the truth is, like, I love Jokic. I think he's one of the best basketball players. I think he's smart. I think he's talented. I think he has unbelievable touch. I think he has great feel. You know what I mean? The only thing I ever knock on him is defensively. Like, he's
improved there.
That's a fair knock.
He's improved.
But as far as non-clients, one of my favorite players to watch.
Of non-clients, who's the guy that you haven't worked with that you love to work with the most?
Honestly, there's not many.
Victor?
Victor would be up there.